Coming to you live from WZNG Shelbyville Studio B, it's the Coach Carkuff Show on the Zinger 100.9. You're about to get a deep dive on all things Cascade football with the Champions head coach, Jared Carkuff. Hosted by Cascade football analyst and Shelbyville Times-Gazette sports editor, Noah Maddox. The Coach Carkuff Show is sponsored by Clanton Pipe and Supply. Only on your radio home for Cascade High School athletics. The Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Carkuff Show, live and in studio on the Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400 on this Thursday evening. Thank you for choosing to spend an hour of your time tonight with us. We have a packed show as Cascade gets ready to host Community tomorrow. It's a game that has all the pregame fixins and then the actual game fixins, what everyone's looking for tomorrow night, Friday night. But first, Coach Carkuff Show is brought to you by First Community Bank, Clanton Pipe and Supply, First Bank, and P3 Technology. We do have, real quick, I guess, some housekeeping before we get started. We will have a video recorded version of the Coach's Show started this week. That will go up tomorrow. We're all three of us making motions towards the camera. That will go up tomorrow morning-ish. So be on the lookout on the Zinger 100.9 Facebook page for announcements as it pertains to that. But without further ado, I want to welcome in Coach Carkuff as usual.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming in. And Coach Eubanks is back after a 1 week sabbatical.
Yeah, we're back.
Or I guess that would be
it was 2
weeks.
Yeah, he was there.
I was there.
Doing it in the booth.
Well, welcome back either way. So last week, of course, get right into it. Huntland, the Huntland game. Was on the road, took the L47. Do you want to start with Huntland, or do you want to start with tomorrow?
Yeah, we can talk about Huntland.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's just we beat ourselves again and again and again, and that's stuff we're trying to get rid of and coach it out of them. I mean, we've made our mistakes as coaches plenty, but just taking a loss and not making it worse. Loss on the play,
right,
and just not letting things compound and continue to just pile on and get worse and worse, and that's
no snowballs.
That's where we're at right now, is trying to stop the snowballing, keep it as a handheld snowball, not a massive one that you use for a
one that's coming down.
I got there eventually. It took me a second.
Huntland, just real quick, the stats, at least according to Huddle, you ran 26 plays. 22 of them were on the ground, 252 yards. But I mean, like you said, the one play at a time, and it was 2 runs of 57 plus. It was 57 and 60. So big plays. It felt like Coach Eubanks' defense was really holding them in check for the most part, and then Huntland would find a crease and make a play.
Yeah, we gave up a fourth down for a touchdown. And they hit us a couple of times, big plays. We had a corner fell down, on a deep ball that probably would have been incomplete because he was stride for stride, and then literally 5 yards before the ball gets there, he gets tripped up, falls down. We were just last week we were trying to make the plan as simple as it was, as simple as we can make it. And just go out there and play, and they played pretty well throughout. We misaligned sometimes. That's really where we got beat. Well, on some of those bigger runs where we misaligned, and they just outnumbered us to the side they ran to.
Yeah, they, as mentioned, 252, but that was the one completion of the night, was the one where DB slips, and it just felt like it was that kind of night from the very start, because they took the opening kick back, not to twist the knife a little bit, I guess, a little more, but the opening kick went back, and then very first offensive play that you guys have off the kickoff, it ends up in I guess it was a throwback to Christian. What exactly was? Did y'all see on that play, or expect to take advantage of, I guess?
Yeah, we kind of saw on film all week the outside linebacker really flying off the edge, and we I don't know, we wanted to make something happen, and then especially after the kickoff return, we're like, let's definitely do it now.
Yeah.
To try to get it back, and yeah, we talked about it all week. We felt good about it, and it's a bad call.
It happens. Burris was, I guess it was lateral from Christian, or was it handoff to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of just like a reverse throwback.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. So just try and catch in the Huntland linebackers.
Yeah, I was trying to do too much. I should have trusted the offense just to do their thing. I tried to make something happen instead of just doing our thing. And that's kind of what we've been talking about all week, is we got back to our roots of not trying to force things and just do what we've been taught to do. Like,
for sure,
I was pushing. I felt like it was a winnable game, and I probably stressed too much and pushed too hard to get that win, and put us in a bad situation.
The stats we get through. So 296 total yards for Huntland. You guys 36 runs at least were counted for. 108 yards. Had the one touchdown on the sneak. I'm pretty sure is what it, from our angle, it was a sneak for Christian Casey for a touchdown. Was that it?
We didn't get it on the sneak. It was we ran the power the next play.
So it was power. So,
we did try to sneak it twice and didn't get in. So that's always fun.
So, and then Christian Casey had some bright spots through the air too. We'll get into that in a few minutes, but finished 12 of 19, 116 yards. Did have a pick late in the second half. Only the fifth loss of the century. Of course, there are some breaks in the series between Cascade and Huntland. Guys were on a 4-game winning streak. Huntland snaps that. And then first loss at Huntland since, it's going to sound bad, since 2005, but like I said, the series took a couple breaks. What made overall the Huntland defense have success on Friday night?
They had a good game plan coming in. They know, with our struggles kind of in the past game, we got a receiver playing quarterback. Christian's done an amazing job, but that's just not what he does. And he's stronger in the run game, and they sold out to it. And I think that's why we did throw for more than we expected, because they did sell out to the run game, and we tried to make some adjustments, and it just, like I said, it was kind of one of those nights that nothing really fell our way.
Sure. How has the team responded since, as soon as the game ended, and then this week in practice getting ready for a huge game tomorrow? Yeah,
it was definitely not a fun day watching film on that type of stuff, and just getting them to hate losing is kind of been a little bit of a challenge for us. Is they definitely don't like losing.
Right.
That's not a problem, but hating it so much that you'll do anything to change it is trying where we're getting to, and I think they're starting to get there. It really does bother them losing the way we're losing. And so it was a good week of practice. Not bad at all. I thought we responded pretty well. Obviously, a couple more injuries, but I think everybody, for the most part, other than the little knocks, will be back.
For sure. I guess before we take a break real quick, how did Christian look in terms of, you mentioned on the show last week, we didn't know this until you brought it up, but his first, full week of prep as going into practice and going into the week, you're our guy under center. So how did he look compared to Richland, at least watching the film back a second time?
Yeah, he's made a ton of progress. Coach Linnell, the quarterback coach, is working with him nonstop, and it's something that you don't think about, but your footwork at quarterback is makes or break you. And Christian hasn't done it in his entire life, and then we're saying, hey, you're now almost 18 years old, pick it up. And so it's crazy how hard Christian works to figure all that out. And he's come a long way. He obviously knows he can go even further than that. But he looks pretty good.
For sure. We'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the Coach Carkuff Show, live on the Zinger 100.9.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, have you been looking for a way to support your local schools and organizations without dipping into your own pockets? Then listen up. For a limited time, First Community Bank will now donate 5 cents for every swipe made on an FCB debit card to teachers, classrooms, sports teams, and organizations of each customer's choice. Those swipes have added up to over $100,000, and it's so easy to get involved. Just use your First Community Bank debit card for everyday purchases and watch the donations roll in. Don't know how to set it up? Give us a call at 931-684-5800 and we'll help you get started. Let's make a difference, one swipe at a time. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders and delivery are available. If you're in the market for heavy equipment, Clanton has you covered too. They have everything from skid steers, backhoes, and mini excavators. Clanton Pipe and Supply, 931-684-4847, 904 Madison Street, Shelbyville.
P3 Technology, serving the IT needs of Bedford and surrounding counties for over 25 years, offering a wide range of technical services to satisfy your business network needs. P3 is your one-stop shop for IT.
That's right. Our technicians will work quickly to resolve your technical issues, specializing in customized network installations along with workstation maintenance. Call P3 today at 931-450-4210 or visit our website at www.p3tech.net.
P3 Technology,
where technology meets opportunity.
From high school heroes to college legends, First Bank is proud to champion our local athletes. But we don't just back you on the field or on the court. We team up with customers to score the wins that grow communities. That takes better products, more accessible, flexible bankers, and the quick answers and solutions you can run with. Don't just make the switch, make the team that champions community. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Now back to the Coach Carkuff Show on the Zinger 100.9.
Welcome back to the Coach Carkuff Show. Noah Maddox here on the Zinger Studios with Coach Carkuff and Coach Isaac Eubanks, defense coordinator Isaac Eubanks. Again, welcome in. We give you a few seconds to talk a little bit in the first segment, but start with you. Kind of go into a little bit more detail on the game as a whole. We'll start in the first quarter. Obviously, before their offense even gets a snap, it's 14-0. How difficult is that as a defense to get put back out on the field? Is there a psychological thing, to barrier to overcome in that scenario?
For me, a little bit, because one of them was on special teams, and so me and Coach Lovern are doing special teams together, and so it's always hard. Sure. You give up a kickoff back, especially the opening kickoff back, right? And you're playing going out on defense, and your defense is going out for extra point block. Yeah. So that for me, yeah. But coming out, we were down 14. I was just but they haven't had an offensive snap. It's just play our game. Yeah. We hold them. We're going to get the ball, the offense back, and I know Coach Carkuff's going to do the best he can, go down and score. So it wasn't a big mental block, because we do what they want to do, and that was run the ball. We got them to punt on the first drive, and then second drive, that was when they converted a fourth down for a touchdown. And so it was, we prepared, and we knew what was coming, and then misaligned, and they scored.
Out leveraged you for the touchdown. Yeah, it was 4th and 4 or 5 or something like that around midfield, and it was just a tough one, because you got it feels like you had back-to-back stops defensively, and then of course the one play, that's what could make or break these games. Is there something? It's kind of, I was talking to Coach Lovern before the game started, when he was up there getting set with the huddle camera and everything, and was talking about just how he's, he played in that offense that Huntland runs his whole career, so whole time at Cascade. So he was remarking on the, it's back to what I kind of know. Is there, coming into, is that something unique that you had gone up against, or is that kind of offense that they run a little more commonplace, different levels?
No, it's not very common. I mean, it's common at this level.
Sure.
But where I've been, it's been a while since it's been, with MTCS and them, wanting to run G, wanting to run Buck, wanting to run trap, like all that straight wing T stuff. It'd been a while since I've really gone in with it. But that's also how I played. It was always Buck G or Buck Belly in lead. So that's what it was. And so knowing what he wanted to do and then knowing within our system how to stop it, you know. But there was a few times where we just got outnumbered, and that's just kind of how it falls.
For sure. After the first quarter, offense, Coach Carkuff seemed to get in a little bit of a rhythm. Once it got to 27-0, but there did feel like for those two drives at the end of the second quarter, there was some rhythm going for you guys. What started to click for y'all getting down the field?
Just calming down. I think that's our biggest thing, is that we just get so amped up. Nervous is probably not the right word, because they don't look or feel nervous like talking to them, but I mean, just the adrenaline of a game. It's like, we can't be like, let the defense be those guys. Let us be the ones that are calm. Like, we know what's coming. Like,
right.
Just take care of it, do your assignment, and you'll be all right. Let them react and be and overreact. And that's kind of, we finally calmed down and just did our thing. And then we, like I said, we're not one of those teams that trying to take shots down the field. Like, we're almost treat it like a wing tee type of mentality, where we will march down the field and 10, 15 plays. Like, we're okay with that.
Sure.
And you cannot do that by forcing stuff. You have to take what they give you, and then we finally did that. And they see you have success when you do that. And same thing we did against Moore County and Richland, when we finally have those scoring drives. It's like, guys, those are like 12-play drives. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is just do the little things right, take what he give you, and it happens and it works.
What was Huntland presenting as a challenge in the goal line situation from inside the 5? Because both times y'all got down there, the first drive, y'all eventually were able to punch it in, but it was on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. And then the second drive, which we'll get into in a moment, was the same thing, but they ended up stopping you guys. So what was the biggest challenge against Huntland's goal line defense, I guess?
They're just more physical. I mean, that's all it is. That's what it comes down to, goal line defense. You can line up however you want. We can line up however we want. If you are more physical, you win the goal line. And that's something we preach every day, and we're not there yet. And it's frustrating. It's not just frustrating for me. It's frustrating for the kids. Like, they're not trying not to be.
Right, yeah.
But we're just not there as a program yet. But they're definitely working towards that way in the weight room. And we will get to that. And they're going to love that feeling whenever you are more physical than the other team. Because it's a fun feeling when you win those physical battles. That's just like a male thing. Like,
right.
It's something that just has to work. And when they feel it for the first time, they'll never want to go back.
Right. You're the one actually imposing your will instead of the 100%. Other way around. We'll continue this conversation actually in about 2 minutes right here on the Coach Carkuff Show, live on the Zinger 100.9.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us as we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like going to college, opening a small business, buying a home, planning a wedding, and even having a baby. From your first car to a new life after retirement, First Community Bank of Tennessee is there for all of your accomplishments. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders and delivery are available. If you're in the market for heavy equipment, Clanton has you covered too. They have everything from skid steers, backhoes, and mini excavators. Clanton Pipe and Supply, 931-684-4847, 904 Madison Street, Shelbyville.
P3 Technology, serving the IT needs of Bedford and surrounding counties for over 25 years, offering a wide range of technical services to satisfy your business network needs. P3 is your one-stop shop for IT.
That's right. Our technicians will work quickly to resolve your technical issues, specializing in customized network installations along with workstation maintenance. Call P3 today at 931-450-4210 or visit our website at www.p3tech.net.
P3 Technology,
where technology meets opportunity.
In the South, we've perfected the art of connection. In fact, we can make an instant connection with simple things. A guitar and microphone, a great meal, a Friday night football game. So when First Bank enhanced our digital banking connection, we created it from our banking model to be accessible, direct, and personal. Silicon Valley knows apps, but we've learned a thing or two about connection. Get a great mobile banking app with the real connection of community banking. First Bank, member FDIC.
The Coach Carkuff Show is on the air.
Touchdown, Cascade!
Now back to the show.
Welcome back to the Coach Carkuff Show, brought to you by First Community Bank, Clanton Pipe and Supply, First Bank, and P3 Technology. Coach Eubanks is here as well. Second drive of final drive of the second quarter, Christian Casey, the air, started to go through the air and completed some passes. I saw at least the huddle highlights, I guess, on the throw to Burris, where he actually looked off. I guess it wasn't really the safe because they had three deep, but I guess the linebacker that was in between, he looked to his left and then threw back right to Braxton. So what, there's obviously some building block moments from Huntland to take for Christian, but what kind of things did you see on that drive that worked really well?
Just like Christian doing quarterback things. It was cool. But yeah, like that's something we talk about. I mean, you don't work on it a ton, but we call it using the stripe on the helmet. That safety's looking for your stripe. And he was looking guys off and coming back and throwing hole shots. It was fun to see from him because, I mean, that's something that you develop over time, not in a week and a half.
Right,
so
yeah.
it was good to see from him. Yeah, like I said, we felt like we had a good game plan in the pass game for sure. And we probably should have made a couple more adjustments in the run game, but that's kind of what happened is he was hitting people in stride and letting our athletes do things.
Is there anything from those couple drives that game that are stuff that you can take with you for the future that wasn't just applicable to Huntland? For sure, yeah. We'll see a lot of 4-4s with one high safety, so we'll carry a lot of stuff. There's film out there. I'm not hiding anything. Right. We'll always obviously game plan for each team, but we try to carry a lot of the same stuff. Might make it look a little bit different, but it's your playbook. Like if you're running a bunch of different stuff each week, you're probably not very good at it. Yeah. And that's kind of how we feel. We're going to do what we do, and believe in our identity, but obviously make adjustments where we need to. How impressive was Andrew Dowell's catch inside the 5? Yeah, that was crazy. The most impressive, that was awesome, but the most impressive one was where he almost died from that hit. Yeah. And he held on to it. I mean, that's why we go to him in a lot of those situations, because he just has no care in the world about getting hit or hitting people. He loves it. I was expecting him to be done. I was nervous. I was like, there goes another one. Probably broke a rib or something. And so he comes off the field, and we're like, hey, just let us know when you're good to come back. He's like, all right, I'm good. We're like, what? And so he literally said,
I'm getting on the headset. I'm like, hey, we got to figure something out on defense. And somebody was standing right beside him, like, ask him if he's okay. And he's like, giving me a thumbs up, and I'm like, oh well, okay, never mind then. I mean, that's the kids we want. He's one of the examples we use all the time, and that's the OKG, our type of guy, our kind of guy. That's what we want, and he's one of those leaders that we look to. For sure. Once you got inside the 5, unable to punch it in, what did you see down there? And is it just didn't work out? Just got overpowered by Huntland? It's physicality. Like I said, we'll get there. So I'm not worried about it. Sure. Because we're working towards that. But yeah, as soon as you get that feeling, you'll never go back. And that's what
we did when we played. It's like when my brother was there, they were a power team. They were running all over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When we kind of got to us, we threw it quite a bit, especially for a wing T team.
Right.
But that was always the thing that would win games for us, was the short yardage stuff. And I'd tell them, that's something we do at practice every single day, is we start with goal line to try to get that mentality of it's going to be physical. So it will get there. But, yeah, that's literally it. Like, it doesn't matter what you run.
Yeah.
And you should be able to out-physical the other team.
For sure. Coach Eubanks, stuff that happened, I mean, first of all, it's good that Andrew Dow is back and fine for defense moving forward.
Yeah.
But biggest things to build off of that you saw positively from the game against Huntland on Friday or Thursday, I guess.
The positive things, we were flying around with the ball pretty well. We had, I think it was our season low in what we call loafs, which is lack of effort, where you're not, running the ball and stuff like that. So that was our lowest total from that, which is really good, because in the spring and throughout the summer, and then during our scrimmages, that number was really high. But this was our best game flying around to the football. And I think also our statistically, we had the least amount of missed tackles this game, so it's coming down, as it should. Further in the season, you should be missing less and less tackles in games. So those were some really good things to see. Just statistically from my side of the ball. For sure. And in the past game, Delonte Clay, first interception of the year, I'm pretty sure. And so, I mean, it was an impressive play. Yeah,
on the back end.
You can ask anybody on the sideline. That ball went up, and we're just like, that's not good. And then he was playing. He was shading, kind of tore that near hash. Quarterback probably threw a little bit further inside than he needed to, and he saw it. Went up and got it, and returned it for a little bit, and so that was good to see. That was why we put it back there. We're like, you are just kind of hawking this middle of the field. You are the deep safety this week. Like, nothing gets over you, especially not in the middle of the field. So
and it was a great play, timed his jump perfectly. I mean, just thinking about in the past, it's been okay. Well, where the ball's going, so that's a good first start. But then the second and third steps of time and the little thing, like you'd think it's little things, but the time and the jump and when and where you're jumping from, it was a good play. It covered the field. The range was solid and made the great play.
That's also one of those things that's just like natural for some guys, and it's hard to teach somebody to high point a ball. Like, we do it every day. We work on it all the time. But some people are just natural. It's just like playing in the outfield in baseball. It's like some people are just natural at it. And that's kind of why we adjusted and sent him. We had him at corner because he did a great job there. And we talked about it and moved him back to safety just because he has that natural ability to go get the ball.
So you're saying that he will have some opportunities tomorrow. We can get into that
for sure.
On the other side of this 2-minute break that we're going to have right here on the Coach Carkuff Show, live on the Zinger 100.9.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us as we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like going to college, opening a small business, buying a home, planning a wedding, and even having a baby. From your first car to a new life after retirement, First Community Bank of Tennessee is there for all of your accomplishments. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
P3 Technology, serving the IT needs of Bedford and surrounding counties for over 25 years, offering a wide range of technical services to satisfy your business network needs. P3 is your one-stop shop for IT.
That's right. Our technicians will work quickly to resolve your technical issues, specializing in customized network installations along with workstation maintenance. Call P3 today at 931-450-4210 or visit our website at www.p3tech.net.
P3 Technology,
where technology meets opportunity.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders and delivery are available. If you're in the market for heavy equipment, Clanton has you covered too. They have everything from skid steers, backhoes, and mini excavators. Clanton Pipe and Supply, 931-684-4847, 904 Madison Street, Shelbyville.
At First Bank, we're proud of more than 100 years of financial strength. But on game days, our numbers look even better when they're lighting up a scoreboard printed on a jersey or in bold type on the sports page. We know there's strength in numbers, and nothing's stronger than the bonds formed around local teams. And the return on this investment? Neighbors coming together again year after year. Bank where community is number one. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
You're listening to the Coach Carkuff Show on the home of the champions, the Zinger 100.9. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at the Zinger 100.9.
Welcome back to the Coach Carkuff Show, brought to you by First Community Bank, Clanton Pipe and Supply, First Bank, and P3 Technology. Live on the Zinger 100.9, live from Studio G right here in Zinger Studios. So we through Huntland. Now let's get to the, I guess what I'm assuming most people would want to hear about is the game tomorrow night against Community. I guess to set the stage a little bit, it's homecoming and also Corey Phillips' jersey retirement night, and it's already the 10-year anniversary of that. So I'll give you the stage to go wherever you want to with that.
Yeah, that's my bad. I didn't tell you. Because of the rain coming up, we are going to move that Corey Phillips night. I want it to be a really special night, and I didn't want his family standing out in the rain just in case. So we're going to move it to October 4th, same time. It's been a crazy week. I should have texted you that. I asked you to. I was like, please push this out.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that we changed it. So
that's all right.
Definitely, if you're listening, we still want you there.
Okay,
but,
so
Monterey.
Monterey was the old homecoming.
Yes.
And now it's
yes.
Okay, cool.
And so Monterey before the game. We'll start it at 6:45 and do our ceremony for him. But I mean, we'll still talk about it because it's.
We can talk about it twice. Yeah.
It's going to be a special night. That's for sure. He obviously a special player, but a special person for this community. I really want to do it against Community because he had a lot of friends that are over there, and everybody just loved him, and it's going to be a special night.
I guess we can. Stay on it for just half a second with the community aspect of it, because that was like you said, that was one of the big reasons for picking it in the first place. What did he mean to the people from Unionville too?
That tells you the type of guys, like that type of rivalry, and nobody hated him. That probably can't be said about me as far as some of the rivalries, but that's just a testament to who he was and how he could connect with people. And man, he would run you over on Friday, and then he'd be your best friend on Saturday, and it almost was like it kind of hurt them a little bit. It's like, man, you just destroyed me, and why are you so nice? But no, it was he was such a fun person to be around. I know my brother spent a lot of time with him, which made me as well, even though I was a little bit younger. And just being around him on the field, he always treated everybody amazing. And it shows just how much support he and his family have gotten through all these 10 years, and it feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave it there since it moved to the game against Monterey. That is October the 4th, a non-region matchup against Monterey. That game, of course, will kick off at 7:00.
We can tip off.
Kick off. We can do the same thing, but the pregame ceremony is at roughly 6:45, October the 4th. So there is still homecoming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting, and it's against Community. So I'm expecting, despite the forecasted rain, I guess, a pretty big and fun crowd tomorrow night.
We definitely hope so. We hope that every game, but we just want people to come out and see the progress. I know it's, like I said, if you're just looking at the scores, it's not always always nice. But if you're going and seeing how these kids are working and how many things they're doing better, just like we were talking about, the loafs, everything that we track to show them that, hey, what we're doing is working, like stick with us. It's always hard whenever the results aren't coming, but that's why we track everything, is there are results that they're seeing. The weights are showing, the like I said, the missed tackles. Like, we're working on things that are making them better. But if you're looking at it from the outside, it's like, man, that's not working. But we are all working a lot of hours to make sure this thing's going to turn around, and the kids are bought into it, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, the sport, it's process driven is what it
100%.
Everything
Everything in life is.
Yeah. So we can get into the football side, I guess, a little bit with community tomorrow. We were talking pre-show a little bit, but I guess set the stage momentarily. Last two games, I did some math, so y'all didn't have to. It's 114-0. The two scores added at 68 plus 46. Just in case you ever need that in the future. Over the last two seasons, and then Cascade has not lost since 2017, and have never lost to them at home. So you got some, I guess, and big things to live up to tomorrow. Pressure to say that in jest, obviously, but big game. Players to watch for, community that you guys are seeing on film and have heard about, and all.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit on a couple guys if you want to, but overall, it's just to hit on the big picture first. Is they're a lot like us, where they do a lot of really good things and they hurt themselves. And it's really going to come down to who plays the cleaner game, because I'm telling, like, those scores and whatever mean absolutely nothing, because they do a lot of really, really good things on defense and a lot of really good things on offense, and it comes down to, like, turnovers and penalties. And if they weren't doing that, you would see a lot different scores from their games, that's for sure.
Coach Eubanks.
They do a lot on offense. They want to throw the ball a lot, and that's what they've done. They're a little over 70% pass. So from a defense side of the ball, I hope it rains tomorrow. So hopefully that they are not throwing the ball as much as they want to, or there's wet balls, slippery balls, trying to catch that. It's not always the easiest catching in the rain. They're trying to get the ball in their quarterback's hands, let him, get out of the pocket, make some plays happen. Also trying to get the ball to number one, number three. That's their two guys they're really trying to get the ball to, especially downfield. And that's kind of those three guys who the offense runs around.
It's the last year it was obviously Sawyer Lovren, who graduated, of course, that game was kind of over and done with pretty quickly. Jumped on them early and everything. But this year, obviously, different teams and everything with how, that's just how it works from year to year. Well, I guess we'll get into there are three games that you alluded to. Week one lost at Lewis County. It was 64-6, and then lost at home to Eagleville 62-6, and then played at Chapel Hill, a region opponent for Cascade. Last week fell 55-14, but you guys saying that obviously the film kind of tells a little bit of a different story than what the score, the box score, I guess, says. Yeah,
for sure. And kind of when they first started as a school, obviously that's a very hard time to do it. They're scoring all their points like in the fourth quarter and all that type of stuff. And I think that's what, unfortunately, people have in their mind is that type of team, but it's a very different team. It's a very well-coached team, and they're scoring all their points like early in the games, and honestly should probably score more, again, with the penalties and the turnovers. But like, they're not scoring points against twos and threes. They're scoring early.
They're scoring in the first quarter, first half,
drives and stuff like that. So like I said, it's definitely all the stats we've read off is different. Like, I mean, they've been in the kind of the same boat we're in right now, as far as like some young guys playing and trying to figure out some new things. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the film does not show that type of stuff. Now, I think they're like us, where as soon as it starts snowballing, it can get out of hand because they're again, we're in the same exact boat. Is we haven't figured out how to stop the bleeding yet, and so again, it comes down to who's going to play the cleanest game, in my opinion.
Sure. Isaac Jacobs and Charles Haskins, those two names that you just say numbers, so we'll just clarify. I mean, I had to look that up for them, but those are the two guys for community that Coach Eubanks was alluding to. We'll be back. We'll take our last break of tonight and be back in about 2 minutes to continue talking about community and previewing tomorrow's matchup live on the Zinger 100.9.
Since 2017, First Community Bank has given 3 cents for every swipe made on an FCB debit card to teachers, classrooms, sports teams, and organizations of each customer's choice. The swipes have added up, totaling over $100,000. Are you unfamiliar with how our School Spirit debit cards work? Use your First Community Bank debit card, and for every swipe for a limited time, FCB donates 5 cents to the chosen teacher, classroom, school, sports team, or organizations. Give us a call at 931-684-5800 to set up or redesignate your swipes today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
P3 Technology, serving the IT needs of Bedford and surrounding counties for over 25 years, offering a wide range of technical services to satisfy your business network needs. P3 is your one-stop shop for IT.
That's right. Our technicians will work quickly to resolve your technical issues, specializing in customized network installations along with workstation maintenance. Call P3 today at 931-450-4210 or visit our website at www.p3tech.net.
P3 Technology,
where technology meets opportunity.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders and delivery are available. If you're in the market for heavy equipment, Clanton has you covered too. They have everything from skid steers, backhoes, and mini excavators. Clanton Pipe and Supply, 931-684-4847, 904 Madison Street, Shelbyville.
At First Bank, we always say bank local and get more. Our roots are here, so we get it more than anyone. Like why the South has the fastest growing cities and towns. With more places to meet, more wins to celebrate, and more team spirit to bring us together. Because when your bank gets your more, our towns get more of what makes the South a great place to live. Get the products and relationship banking for what matters most. First Bank, member FDIC.
The Coach Carkuff Show is on the air.
Touchdown, Cascade!
Now back to the show.
Welcome back to the Coach Carkuff Show, brought to you by First Community Bank, Clanton Pipe and Supply, First Bank, and P3 Technology. Cascade and Community, the Battle of Bedford, set for tomorrow night. Forecasted rain, I guess, but there will be a football game. You've all been in a pool, so you've definitely been much wetter than what you will be tomorrow, so no big deal. I heard that talking about LSU, South Carolina, apparently it's supposed to get real bad on Saturday, and that was, hey, South Carolina fans, you've been in a swimming pool before, so you can come out and cheer in the rain, I guess. So Cascade, go ahead, come on out, or listen to us on the radio and come on out at the same time. So
bring your headsets.
Yeah,
let's do it on the radio.
Exactly. So community, we're just talking about their two guys, 1 and 3, that you referred to them as Isaac Jacobs, Charles Haskins, kind of talking about an interesting way in how they, I guess, utilize them and focus on them on the offensive end.
Yeah, a lot of times these offenses, you think, your best guys you're putting on the outside, and really using them out there, but they bring their weapons in closer to the line of scrimmage, where they're in the slot, especially if they're in 2x2. They're going to bring their guys in the slot and do a lot of different stuff with them. They'll motion them all around and move them all over the field. So that's just something that we've got to know where number 1, number 3 are pretty much every play.
For sure. And then, that is, I wonder, what are some advantages of utilizing them as putting your, the main guys that you want to throw to and using your offense in the slot as opposed to on the outside?
And when you do that, you're getting, your best guys on a linebacker or on a safety who's 8 to 10 yards off the ball. A lot of times your corners are your best cover guys, and so you're just trying to get a better matchup with them playing in the slot.
And it's just you have more field, I guess, to use as well. Is that kind of a myth, or is that? I mean, technically you have more field, I guess, but you can use the middle of the field for the outside
offensive guy. I would say no. You have less field.
It depends on what you do. Also depends on what kind of quarterback you have, is how much field you actually have.
Yeah, true.
Like you could be going to the field.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a guy that can throw a 10-yard out to the field,
you don't have the
then you
field.
don't have the field.
Yeah.
And that's pretty rare to have kind of at this level, that people that can do that. I mean, quarterback does a really good job, but those are like Division I throws to the field. Like, so
he doesn't force the ball a lot.
He plays very well.
He plays pretty clean, and so our back end's going to have a really clean game just to be able to hold him in check.
For sure. Is there anything on? I mean, I'm sure there is, but not to spill the beans on everything. But on film that you guys might be looking to exploit, or think that you have a chance defensively to make a couple plays tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, they've got everybody's got tendencies. I think that I found some tendencies. I always think that I do, but I could be very wrong in that. But
sure.
I think I found some, that we're gonna try taking advantage of, trying to line up to. We think that they line up at certain things. We think that's what they're going to run, and so
sure.
I'm a pretty analytical based guy.
From an offensive standpoint, we try to be that way on purpose sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to have tendencies.
Yeah.
So that you over adjust.
Sure.
I'm just like, we know we've already talked about all this.
Yeah.
So we feel like we have a really good game plan, and I'm sure they feel the same way. But yeah, sometimes as an offense, you create tendencies to break them.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So like for the nerds, I mean the analytical guys. But no, it is. I mean, that's why this sport's so awesome too, is because of all that going on. And then we could all come out and do something completely opposite.
Yeah, sure.
And you're just like, I just spent all that time.
I'll say this in practice. I'm like, hey, this is what they've done out of this. Does that mean that this is the only thing they're ever going to do? No. So people rake tendencies all the time. And that's football. So
sure.
Yeah. And it's definitely a necessity to prepare for that, those tendencies. Because, I mean, if you do something good, do it again.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to keep doing it. So definitely on board with that. But they're coached well enough that they're going to have some stuff for us, I believe.
Ready for this
offense and defense,
for this game.
Yeah.
Is there, I guess, one last thing as it pertains to their guys in the slot? Generally speaking, what kind of adjustments would you expect to see for a team that utilizes their best playmakers out of the slot?
Hopefully we get pressure up front. I mean, that's really that's where we're trying to get. We're trying to get pressure on a quarterback, because, like I said, he takes care of the ball really well. He doesn't force a lot. When he gets pressure in the face, he does want to get out of the pocket, but he'll either tuck it or he'll throw it away. Like he's not forcing stuff, and so just trying to get a little pressure on him, and then just on the back end knowing different route combos, stuff like that, and just being in the right position. And then also when we are in the right position, they're going to complete a ball. We just got to be there, just make a tackle, live to play another down.
For sure. And they're 70% pass, so they're likely to complete a few on Friday. So in terms of what they have defensively, what challenges they present on that side, another week for Christian practicing with the ones as the guy under center. What have you seen from him in practice and the offense in general for getting ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, we feel pretty good about where our offense is now. Is, like I said, practicing a couple weeks together, with the moving parts and people in different positions and people getting comfortable. Like, it's always going to be a process, like we keep saying. It's like each week better be better.
Yeah,
if
right.
not, like, we're doing something wrong, but each week we'll get better. So yeah, we feel real confident with who is in the positions, and it's all about just executing the game plan that, like I said, we believe in, and I believe they believe in. But community on defense created like kind of the same game plan. They want to create pressure and make us uncomfortable back there, and it's up to us to stop that. And if they watch the Huntland film, which they did, pressure can be an issue if we can't handle it as far as just up front. And like I said, we think we got a game plan for it, but you never know until the lights come on.
For sure. Speaking of the Huntland game, just going back, brain flashing. Christian had a couple nice scrambles, using his legs at times. Is that something that he kind of has to grow more comfortable in terms of deciding when he's going to tuck it and run, when it's the play call comes in and it's a pass, but he sees a lane or doesn't see anyone open, or is that that just come with time? Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what we were kind of hitting on earlier about just like footwork in the pocket. Like pocket presence is not something that you just have. Like you drill it for years, and he's, like I said, every week it's getting better and better. Is like he feels more comfortable. Like if you're sitting back in a pocket and you're about to make a throw and you're about to get hit, it's not fun. Like you just got to like know that basically it's worth it. I don't know. It's hard to explain because we try to talk to people all the time that never played quarterback, of like that feeling of I got to stand in here and make this throw, or thinking you have pressure when you really don't, just because of just the pocket might be collapsing, but like the line might have them. Of just filling the pocket is something that you definitely don't just get overnight, and that's definitely something that he's learning is a lot harder than it looks. And so all the people watching on TV that are like on the NFL and all that stuff, it's like, why didn't you do this? It's like, it's a little bit different when you're not over top looking at it. But yeah, he's gotten a lot better at it. It's been fun to watch his growth. For sure. This is the second to last game, I guess, before region play begins. Watertown on the road after this one, get that longest road trip of the regular season out of the way by next Saturday. But getting ready for region play in Chapel Hill, what are some of the biggest things to work on at starting tomorrow? You can kind of hit on this too, because that's like everything we're working on is built for every single game. It doesn't really matter who we're playing. The loafs, the missed tackles, like as long as we continue to do better every single week, we're happy with progress. So we'll never be happy with losing. We're not gonna be like, good try, guys. Like we'll never be like that. And the kids understand that. They know it hurts. Like we hate losing. Like it ruins my day, week, year. And they're starting to see how competitive we are and all that stuff. But like if we can create that each week, like it's super cliche, but the 1-0 each week is all that really matters. Yeah. But if we're growing every week, we feel good. We feel good about every week. For sure. Yeah. The things that we work on almost every day, pursuit and tackle. That is, what I said day one, that, two things that make championship defense are pursuit and tackle. And those are things that we work on every day. And that's what we have to do right now. Sure. And we touched on earlier, we are getting better at those things. And so I'm happy about that. Specifically for you, last time you were in here, mentioned that you were about to start calling plays for the first time. 3 weeks later, how has that experience been, and what have you learned since over these first 3 games? And you're definitely probably going to learn more tomorrow as well. Yeah, a lot of times I put in some checks to things, and a lot of times those are my play calls. But just getting in the flow of the game. In the Moore County game, I was trying to blitz right off the bat. We didn't get home, and then kind of laid off a little bit, and then just being able to kind of see it and feel what the last week it was, hey, they're gonna run buck, they're gonna run trap, they're gonna run G, and so it was just getting into the feel of the game each week, and just trying to out chess the other guy calling plays for the offense.
Believe it or not, it's not my first time calling plays. It might look like it if you're watching the games, but I promise I have some experience.
Okay, I'll ask same question to you, I guess, even though it's not your first rodeo. How has it been through the first 3 weeks? New personnel.
Yeah, it's more, obviously I'm an offense guy, but it's everything.
Yeah.
It's different not being able to sit under the tent with the team and be like, defense is doing their thing, we're not worried about it. This is how we're going to fix it. Like, I can't do that anymore. I can't go walk back there. I have to worry about special teams and when to call a timeout and like all this different stuff, like which I'm prepared for and I feel good about. But I mean, there's definitely been some mistakes I've already made as far as like when to do what. Like I called a timeout probably too early against Huntland. Should have spiked it first, then called a timeout. But I felt like if we hurried, we might score quick. But looking back at it, I definitely should have spiked it, ran a couple plays, then called a timeout when needed. Like little things like that you don't really think about, it's easier on Madden or something.
Yeah. Hey, you still have better clock management than Mike McCarthy, so
I'll take it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, you didn't, the half didn't end on you clockwise.
Yes, yeah, like so we did get the plays off, but like the order of it probably could have been better.
Sure.
And little things like that, like again, getting too aggressive at times, like I'm not just an offensive guy now. Like I can't just think about us like, oh, we're gonna do this. Like I've got to think about the whole big picture, and I can't be selfish at times of like I'm gonna go try to score on the first play. It's like realistically, with guys playing both ways, like scoring super fast and going up tempo is not gonna work for us. And so I've had to make adjustments to think about the other side when usually I'm like trying to beat even my own defense, like show that I'm gonna score more points. So yeah, it's been fun. Like I said, I knew there'd be growing pains, but we're getting there.
Yeah. If you had Jackson Lampley, you could try and score the first play every drive. So has that been the biggest adjustment for you as a first-time head coach here?
Yeah, for sure. It's just like I said, I feel comfortable, like because I know the game. But whenever you're truly in charge of it, and then now you're trying to talk to refs, and like when usually you're not allowed to.
Has that been your favorite part?
Yeah, I know. We've actually
to add on,
like to be completely honest, we've had some pretty good crews so far, and they've been willing to talk, which is nice because I do talk probably too much. I try not to yell because I mean, like I said, they make mistakes as much as I make mistakes. But it is learning how to talk to each one because they're all different. Like some of them you can be a little bit more assertive. Some of them you have to be like tiptoe because you're still trying to protect your guys. Like we're trying to win football games, but I can't let things go past a certain point. I have to protect my guys, and yeah, it's been fun to navigate. So yeah, it's been fun.
For sure. We'll wrap up. Last couple things, I guess. How excited is everybody for tomorrow in terms of they know that it's homecoming? So, is there anything? How do you deal with the extra amped upness, I guess, before the game starts, or is that you don't think? I mean, is that not a problem?
I mean, honestly, like I said, on offense we want to be a little bit, but at this point, how we've come out hasn't been working. So maybe that is what we need is the extra ampness, and I think I'm just gonna release them and let them go, and because I mean, you never want to hold anybody back. Like it will be all right. I think. I think they'll be at a good ampedness.
Good ampedness. We'll just
that's what we're going with.
Conjugate amped the whole rest of the show. How excited are y'all for homecoming and how in a big stage for you guys?
I mean, just this week, at school, it seems like everybody's been pretty excited. Had some awesome dress-up days. If you go look at the Cascade yearbook Instagram. But
did y'all get caught in anything?
Should have waited till after the game. Now they're going to use it.
They were going to find it either way.
Yeah, true.
But no, I mean, we just like the student body teachers. That's just one of the fun things that happens during homecoming is the dress up days, and I think overall, just everybody's kind of just really is in good spirits about it, and we're ready for tomorrow.
Absolutely. Speaking for everyone, ready for tomorrow. Thank you, Coach Eubanks, for coming into tonight, and thank you as always, Coach Carkuff. For Benny D on the ones and twos, I'm Noah Maddox, signing off from the Jared Carkuff Coaches Show. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Now let's get you to the Zingers Oldie Show with Benny D starting right now.